This bulletin is coming to you live from the Joy 99.7 FM studios here in Kokomlemle at digital address GA0993341. Also live on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, affiliates across the country, including Radio 123 in Tamale, Pad FM in Dalmango, and Radio Max in Takrade. It's on ABN Radio in London and around the world at myjoyonline.com. The news is brought to you by UMB Bank, UMB Speed App, DigiBank, Let's Go, and Teleso 4G. Just a touch. In this edition, police investigators deployed to Ashanti region town where suspected armed robbers gunned down 3 people.
Police proceeded to the community and found 3 bodies, including a 60-year-old driver of the Amansie South District.
We're live on the ground, and 2 more people die of COVID-19 in Ghana as the country's case count inches close to 6,000.
Since the last report, between the 16th and 17th May, the country has recorded 183 confirmed cases from 6 regions of the country.
We have updates, and pediatrician working to save newborn babies at the Bolgatanga Regional Hospital shares her near-death experience after contracting COVID-19.
When I started desaturating, I started writing down messages for my family because at a point in time I gave up. I actually thought I was going to die. Then I would just say, Lord, may your will be done.
We'll hear from Dr. Gillian Borgi, who has been speaking to Joy News as part of our latest documentary set to air tonight at 6:30 p.m. on the Joy News channel. In sport, with the German League underway, we'll look at the discussion around whether the Ghana Premier League should resume or not. There's a special report on this. And later, we'll put the spotlight on multiple award-winning gospel musician Diana Entry Hamilton, who is inspiring many across the world with her music.
I believe that it was in the timing of God. I don't see myself retiring anytime soon.
These and more are reasons why you ought to stay with the Midday News. I am Emefa Apawu. In our very first story for this afternoon, a team of police investigators has been deployed to the Ashanti region town of Manso Datano following the killing of 3 people by armed robbers. The armed men are said to have shot sporadically at residents after blocking the main road leading to the town. Ohiming Terrier has more.
What we do know is that at about 7 p.m. last night, police in the Manso and Kwanta area received distress call from the community that there's these armed people who have been shooting indiscriminately in the community. So police proceeded to the community and found 3 bodies, including a 60-year-old driver of the Amansie South District. Amansie District Chief Executive for Amansie South District, Koyo Abanahine, who was also found dead among the 3 people. So the bodies of the 3 have been deposited at St. Martin Hospital at Agoyesum pending police investigations.
That's my colleague Ohiming Terrier reporting earlier about the situation. Let's speak to the person in charge of the Ashanti Region Police PR, Godwin Ahianyo. We're grateful for your time here on the Midday News. So what initial information does your outfit have on this incident?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you and your listeners. It is very true that this morning we woke up to receive a very unfortunate news coming from Manso Edubia from our officers on the ground, if I say officers, I mean the local police. They were on patrol in the evening, somewhere around 7:45, when they received a distress call that some persons wielding AK-47 assault rifle were firing indiscriminately and had shot and killed 3 persons. So the police proceeded to the area where they missed the armed men. When they got there, the armed men had already fled into the bush, so they could not get anybody arrested. So armed with this information, the regional police commander and his deputy directed a team of police officers from the region to proceed to the area. So led by the Ashanti Regional Crime Officer, ACP, Mr. Felix Cosmos. They are currently at Manson Edubia District, and then they will be proceeding to the area where the incident happened, Manson Dadiasi. That is exactly where the incident happened. So that is the information we are picking. So far, 3 persons that were shot and killed, we have gotten their names as Kweku Danson, about 60 years. 1 person only known as Osofo, who is also about 25 years. Samuel Osei, who happens to be the driver of the Amansia South District Chief Executive. He also lost his life in this unfortunate incident. We are also hearing that the 4th person who sustained gunshot wounds is also receiving treatment at the St. Martin's Agro-Yusum. So, my sister, if you ask, this is the expected incident that we are receiving from Mansour Edubia District.
So what we know is that 3 persons have died and the number remains as 3, and then the 4th person has been injured. Is that the only injuries that we've recorded?
Yes, the initial report we received from the district commander indicates so. So we are waiting for the subsequent information that we'll get from our officers who have also gone to the ground. We have our crime scene team also there. The anti-armed robbery squad have also been dispatched to the area. So we are, of course, we hope and pray that we'll get some persons arrested and then bring them to the headquarters to continue with the investigation.
The issue about arrest will stay on it a while longer. Do you have any leads just yet?
Yes, we are picking some leads, and I hope that when they return from the scene, we should get some good news.
Well, Mr. Ahianyo, we are grateful for your time. He's in charge of PR for the Ashanti Region Police. My colleague Ohiming Teria is also on the ground. He's joined us on the line. So we've had some details from the police. We know investigators have been on the ground. What have you been able to pick up, Ohiming, as to what actually happened?
Yes, Emefa, we are currently in the Dadiase community, but we just hit the community with the police investigators led by the Ashanti Regional Crime Officer, ACP, Mr. Sabons here in the Dadiase community. So just here we've met a group of people. The entire community is in mourning mode because Mr. Kweku, so we are told, is one of the victims, and he was sitting in front of his shop last night when the armed robbers shot him.
Well, that's my colleague Ohiming Teria. The situation in Manso Edubia district. We're still keeping our eyes and ears on the ground on this particular issue. 3 persons have died as a result of a sporadic shooting by gun-armed robbers, and then also a 4th person who sustained gunshot wounds is currently receiving treatment. We'll give you more subsequently. Now, 2 more people have died of COVID-19 in Ghana, bringing the death toll to 31. The country's case count now stands at 5,918. Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Abuwu, gave the following details at a new conference a while ago.
Since the last report, between the 16th and 17th May, the country has recorded 183 confirmed cases from 6 regions of the country, which means that 10 regions did not report any case during that period. Greater Accra contributed 108 new cases, and almost half of these cases were from Accra Metro, Korle Klottey, Ayawaso West, and 12, and which has also reported 12. That tells you that the number of districts reporting huge numbers in Greater Accra has continued to come down. Ashanti region recorded about 63 new cases, and 90% of them came from Accra Metro. Kumasi Metro reported 19, and Obuasi reported 38 cases. Volta region reported 7 new cases, mainly from about 4 districts who had 1. Hohoi represented 3, Pandu 1, Akachi 1, and Ketu South also showed 1. Central region reported 2 new cases. Oti reported 2 new cases. Eastern region reported 1 new case, and all the other regions reported no case.
That's Dr. Patrick Abuwu. He's the Director General of the Ghana Health Service. My colleague Matilda Vermega was at Matilda Gavi was at the news conference a while ago and joins us in the studio live. So we know that Dr. Abuwu led a team to Obuasi. That issue came up. What kind of briefing did we get?
So the Obuasi municipality remains a high-risk place for the Ashanti region. So for the moment, the health officials there are going to embark on a massive containment contact tracing, and they're also going to do voluntary testing for people in high-risk groups such as drivers, traders, etc. They're going to see to that in order to contain the spread in Obuasi. They've also identified a 100-bed facility to be used as a treatment center for Obuasi, because Obuasi at the moment doesn't have a treatment center. So they are going to convert a government health facility as a treatment center for Obuasi. Yeah.
Well, the issue about stigmatization of people living with the virus also came up. What did the health ministry say about it?
So the Ghana Psychological Association, they said that they've been in contact with people who have had the disease and then family members, and the issue of stigma is a big issue for them. So they are continuing to appeal to people in order to open up to such people, especially people who have been treated and discharged. He cited the case of the northern region woman who was stigmatized, who went to the market and at a point was asked not to go there. So he's saying that it's having an impact on the economic lives of such people. So he spoke against it and hoping that in the coming days, government will make a statement on it so that faith-based organizations would also join in the fight to stop stigma.
So the Minister of Energy made a quick stop also at the press conference.
His session was quite brief. He was talking about debt-owed ECG, and he says government has cleared all debt-owed ECG, and government has in arrears credit balance of 500 million cedis to the ECG. So in effect, it means government doesn't owe the ECG. So all arrears have been cleared.
Okay, so that's something we'll be fact-checking later in our subsequent bulletins. Matilda Gavi, thank you so much. Now let's head to Parliament, where the Speaker, Professor Michael Quay, has directed the testing of all MPs for COVID-19. In an address welcoming MPs to the House today, Professor Okoye assured necessary steps will be taken to protect them.
And as the rate of infection steadily grows, and the state of infection steadily grows, while there's no scientifically approved cure or vaccine, we should adhere to all laying down hygiene protocols to abate the spread. These include washing of hands with soap under running water, cleaning of our hands with clean, disposable paper, application of approved hand sanitizers, wearing of approved masks while in public, and observing social distancing, which are requisites for keeping us safe. Honorable members, now that we have arranged and under our arrangement with Star Ghana, we are participants in public education, as indeed MPs must do. Could you imagine we members here going to educate the public only for us to be seen by the public doing otherwise? It is most unfortunate. I have directed, on the authority of the Parliamentary Service Board, the clerk and Parliament's medical officers to liaise with appropriate institutions to immediately conduct testing for all honorable members and staff of the Parliamentary Service for COVID-19. I request your cooperation in this enterprise. May I use the occasion to express the admiration of the House to all frontline staff of the Ghana Health Service and what they've demonstrated and continue to demonstrate unwavering commitment to the fight against COVID-19 in our dear country.
Now, the Minority Leader Haruna Idrisi called on the Finance Minister to present the mid-year budget review to the House earlier than normal because of COVID-19. He also called for the EC to be invited to brief MPs on plans for the 2020 general elections.
Institution as Parliament respecting the protocols to containing COVID-19. The Speaker, I should also assure you further that this House so far, with your leadership, and with the support of extended leadership, have responded to that national calling and national duty in supporting the executive to engage in every legitimate and lawful exercise to contain the COVID. We are indeed concerned about the growing numbers. We are concerned. We don't know when Ghana will be at the peak, and we don't pray that Ghana becomes an epicenter. So the executive will need our strong support to contain the pandemic. Mr. Speaker, my caution is that there can be no trade-offs between the health and safety of our citizens and the recovery and revival of our economy there cannot be a trade-off. We need to be guided how to safeguard the life of citizens while at the same time.
That's the Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu. My colleague Joseph Opoku Gakpo is in Parliament. He joins us on the line. So these requests from Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu, how was it received?
The Majority Leader, Osoichi Mensah, says Parliament as an institution will do all that it can to ensure that the upcoming elections come on as they are supposed to, and additionally, necessary accountability measures are ensured and that the legislator supports the executive in bringing the situation under control with regard to COVID-19.
So, Speaker, that's what will be done, and members will be served office. And as I said, we intend, once we have it, to conclude the business on it at this meeting so that it will have effect maybe into the next meeting, which will be the third meeting of this fourth session of the 7th Parliament. Mr. Speaker, once we are that, I believe there are so many things, COVID or no COVID, that should engage the attention of all of us. Reviewing our audit, we challenge on so many things in the Constitution that really should engage the attention of this House. And maybe in the process, we could elevate some of these strands to the national level for discussion, so that from that, perhaps we can have a much more holistic review of the Constitution.
Majority Leader Osoichi Mensah. Now, Gapo, earlier the Speaker had mentioned in his welcome address that all MPs will be tested. When would that be done? And did he say if the press call will be included?
He makes the point that the staff of Parliament as well as MPs are those who will actually be tested. Those specifics in terms of the timelines and all is something that he didn't give. And the indication is that once staff are being tested, then all others who pay visits to the House to engage in regular activities like the press call will end up also getting tested.
Now, I'm a proud colleague of yours, Joseph Opoku Gakpo, because you've won the International Award for Leadership in Agricultural Journalism. Let's talk a bit about it. Tell me more.
It's obviously an exciting award from the International Federation of Agricultural Journalists and a great firm in the United States of America called Alltech. And the International Federation of Agricultural Journalists has 50 plus branches across the world with local guilds, and here in Ghana is the Ghana Agricultural and Rural Development Journalists Association. That's the local guild. And so the local guild here in Ghana nominated myself for that particular award, and other guilds across the world, the more than 50 countries, although this is a nomination. And eventually the International Federation of Agricultural Journalists concluded that I deserve the award, and so it was presented to me at a virtual ceremony yesterday. Actually, the presentation should have been in the United States of America in Lexington, Kentucky, yesterday, but because of COVID-19 and restrictions, then it had to be presented.
I'm happy you didn't go, but you would have to leave us again. I know. But congratulations once again, Gapo. We are waiting. Come back and then we celebrate, and you deserve it and more. That's my colleague Joseph Opoku Gakpo. He keeps winning, and he will win more for Joy News and for God and for country. You're listening to the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. Our top stories in this package: police investigators deployed to Ashanti region town where suspected armed robbers gunned down 3 persons who were alive on the ground. Also to come, pediatrician working to save newborn babies at the Bolgatanga Regional Hospital shares her near-death experience after contracting COVID-19.
When I started desaturating, I started writing down messages for my family, because at a point in time I gave up. I actually thought I was going to die. Then I would just say, Lord, may your will be done.
We'll hear from Dr. Gillian Boji, who has been speaking to Joy News as part of our latest documentary set to air tonight at 6:30 p.m. on the Joy News channel. We have sports, and also we put the spotlight on multiple award-winning gospel musician Diana Aintree Hamilton, who is inspiring many across the world with her music.
I believe that it was in the timing of God. I don't see myself retiring anytime soon.
was established in 1972 as the premier bank for the corporate and private sector in Ghana. From our very beginning, as the only Ghanaian bank serving all categories of businesses, we set a standard for excellence and innovation over the past 45 years. We've built a financially healthy and strong bank, demonstrated our commitment to our customers and to growing businesses, and exhibited originality and innovation at every turn. At UMB, our focus is built around people, service, products, and technology. These are the key to our present success and our future triumphs. At UMB, we're poised to make a difference not only with our customers, but also in the banking industry. We invite you to share in our future. Our future starts now with you.
Thanks for staying with us here on the Midday News. It's time for sports, and we know that the German Bundesliga restarted last weekend, and many countries like Ghana are watching keenly to see if we can also follow suit to resume the game. Benedict Owusu is with me in the studio, but first he put together this report. Benedict, so you've been monitoring whether Ghana can follow suit. Bundesliga is back. When will the Ghana Premier League be back is the main question. Yeah. What did you find?
Well, of course, I looked at what Keto Kweku, who is the president of the Football Association, has been saying, and also some ex-footballers as well.
Let me catch you. Let's listen.
Hashtag Bundesliga returns was trending on Saturday. This, of course, has generated talks on whether Ghana can follow suit and get the Ghana Premier League back. The question is, what's really at stake should we resume? 11 Wellness coach Ignatius Osei thinks there is nothing in there for the clubs, hence his humble opinion is that the league should be cancelled.
I have maintained one stand, and my stand is that if this will span more than 2 months, I think it's better to cancel the league and start afresh.
Ghana FA President Keto Kweku has shared his view on this. For him, there will be a loss of sponsorship revenue to clubs if the league season is cancelled. He wants to engage government further on the best decision to take.
We'll continue to work closely with government and the health ministry to see what the turnout would be given considered circumstances within Ghana and beyond the shores of Ghana. Beyond the shores of Ghana, I'm talking about FIFA.
Since the suspension, the coronavirus cases continue to increase, and there have been calls by a section of the public for the league to be cancelled, with the GFA expected to come out with a definite decision on June 30. Black Stars B assistant coach Gordon Atram thinks the league should resume.
No matter what it is, I think the FA need to put some measures on grounds to the government, because the government will decide what we have to do and not. Okay. And if the FA put up good measures that people will be safe, then why not? Unless you are not a football man.
Are we ready is the big question. Now, there's something big happening tonight. COVID-19 and football. We're looking at it tonight on the PM Express. Tell me more.
Yes, it's football after COVID-19. It's a 2-hour program starting at exactly 9. We've put together 4 top journalists. So, you know Peter Drury, that's the international commentator, as well as John Champion. They are always together. And then Robert Marawa from South Africa.
I look forward to our own Oluwa.
Yeboah also. So you just have to join us on the Joy News channel at exactly 9 p.m.
England's beautiful. I'm just back from a 40-mile bike ride in the English countryside. So what could be better than that on a glorious early summer afternoon? Perfect.
Well, I mean,
I'd much rather be watching football, of course, but as that's not necessarily an option in the competitions that I work on, cycling is the next best thing, so I'm very happy with that.
Exactly. You're talking about competition you are working on. When was your first commentary gig, Josh?
Oh, you have to go back to the mists of time. 1984. You make me feel very old. I was only 19 at the time. It was Leyton Orient against York City in one of the lower leagues for a local BBC radio station. My first national commentary would be around about 1989, 1990. My first World Cup, first of 8 of them so far, 8 and counting, was 1990. So I've been doing this quite a long time. But I'm still full of enthusiasm for the broadcasting and for the football, and indeed for joining you on Tuesday night on PM Express on Joy News, 9 o'clock Ghana time. It's ringed in red in my diary. I'm building towards it.
Where would you be as well? You ought to be on the Joy News channel. At 9 p.m. is the PM Express with Gary Al Smith. Football after COVID-19. That's the discussion. And will be on all our social media platforms as well. Do join the discussion. Now, she came into contact with a patient who later tested positive for COVID-19 at the Bolgatanga Regional Hospital in March this year. And after exhibiting symptoms of the disease days after, pediatrician in charge of the neonatal intensive care unit of the hospital, Dr. Gillian Boji, had to be airlifted to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital for critical care. She shares her story with my colleague Komla Adum as part of a yet-to-be-aired documentary. Here are excerpts.
I felt I couldn't breathe very well, especially when I had coughed for a very long time. Initially, they nebulized me, and then I was put on intranasal oxygen. The ambulance came, took me to the airstrip, and then I was airlifted to the medical ICU, Kolebu.
Do you remember anything that happened to you when you got to the ICU?
I do remember. When I started desaturating, I started writing down messages from my family because at a point in time I gave up. I actually thought I was going to die. Then I would just say, Lord, may your will be done.
Wow. How long were you in care for?
I spent 8 days in the medical ICU, and then later on I was moved to fevers unit where I spent 12 days. All this while my husband would call to see how I was doing. He was like, do you know something? Are you still on oxygen? I said, no, the oxygen has been taken. He said, yes, that's just it. You would make it, you will pull through. And from the way he spoke, I know him. I could feel he was crying. I would always see him on video when he's talking. But this particular day, he was hiding his face, and then his voice was a bit shaky.
He didn't want
to
see that.
Yes, but he kept on encouraging me and telling me that everything was going to be okay.
You miss your babies at the unit, do you not?
The most interesting thing I experienced during my recovery was the fact that most of the mothers whose kids passed through the newborn care unit, I don't know one way or the other,
they got to know.
They got to know that Dr. Bugi was not around and was sick. They would call. When I don't pick, they would send me messages, and some of them went a step further by recording some of the babies trying to crawl, especially the preterm babies who went through kangaroo and were making it now, trying to crawl. They would take a video and then send to me. And some of them also trying to talk, trying to tell me that, Dr. Bugi, I love you, but it wasn't that clear. Seeing such videos really gave me, yes. I really felt like I should really, pull through.
That documentary, A Journey with COVID, airs on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. on the Joy News channel. You want to catch that. Now, former GMPC CEO Alex Mould says he's got the competencies and experience to match Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Alex Mould is one of the many names floated as potential running mates for John Dramani Mahama. The former GMPC boss appeared on PM Express on the Joy News channel last night. In the following excerpt, host Evans Mensah asked what his relationship was with Mr. Mahama.
Well, as you know, I was part of the team that got John Mahama re-elected as the flag bearer of the nation. So he asked me to be part of that team.
When you say you were part of the team, what specifically did you do?
Fundraising and also in operations and strategy.
For him?
For him.
Okay. You brought in quite a sizable amount of money.
That's the job.
Why would Alex Mould? I'm talking politics here.
Yeah.
Pure politics.
Well, the bottom line.
Why would Alex Mould be the one?
Well, the bottom line is that if you are looking for somebody who is going to complement you, you have to make sure that, yes, that person is acceptable to the various factions of the party.
Are you acceptable?
I don't know. And I don't know whether I'll be considered. But all I'm saying is that these are the criteria you have to choose.
Do you want to be considered?
Of course I would like to be considered. I believe I bring to the table quite a lot. I have a background and I have a skill set that can help. Over the years, I have built my leadership capabilities. I have excelled in everywhere I have been, whether it's Standard Chartered Bank, whether it's at the NPA or the GMPC. I have transformed organizations. I've worked at board levels in multinational companies and also public companies.
Are you a match for Dr. Bawumia?
Am I a match?
Yes.
In what way? Are we competing?
Yes. If you want to become the vice president, if your party wins and selects you, you're going to clearly in that position. He's your match. If you get a nod.
Yeah, but his job
in terms of his skill set.
What skill set?
And his expertise. That's an economist par excellence, I may say.
I think first of all.
And going into an election, remember, that is going to come.
First of all, you have to look at what I bring to the table. Definitely, if you look at my pedigree, I have run organizations. I have been at the helm of running profitable organizations. Standard Chartered Bank is an international organization worldwide.
That's the former GMPC CEO Alex Mold. Becky is here with entertainment and one gospel star to another.
My baby,
my
sister Diana Hamilton. Yeah, she is on Spotlight, Emefa. Call her the gospel diva, a medical nurse who doubles as a minister of the word through music. Diana Entry Hamilton today is one of the most sought after gospel musicians in Ghana. After her breakthrough with her first album, Osoro Bekasa, Diana has never looked back since. She won several awards, including the Gospel Artist of the Year at the VGMAs and recently Woman of the Year at 3 Music Awards.
In the past, we have got the nominations, we haven't picked up the awards, but God, I believe that it was in the timing of God.
Born into a Christian family, all she wanted to do was sing and inspire.
I think after nursing school, I had started writing songs. A particular song I wrote that's doing so well, When You Come Home.
And she has since delivered on that with powerful songs like Yehoah Beshe.
And that's Diana Hamilton. I can't wait for the full piece on her on the Spotlight tonight on Newsnight. And of course, there's a picture trending on social media.
The president is watching Joy News. Joy News.
What are you watching? Even the president is watching. It's time for you to watch as well. There's more news when you log on to myjoyonline.com. I am Emefa Apawu. Thanks for your company. Dr. Mensel Tabil has living word.